Hey, what's up? It's Gems. I wanted to share this clip from the news showing bust migrants being dropped off on Vice President Kamala Harris's front yard. And I will commentate throughout the clip.
Tell you about is at the nation's capital. We've got two buses of immigrants. They've come from Texas. They've been dropped off at the Naval Observatory. That is the official residence of Vice President Kamala Harris. This is video from a little bit earlier. We do have a reporter on the scene trying to get the lay of the land right now. Most of these folks are here seeking asylum. This is the way they've been doing it in Texas. They process them for their asylum claims, and then they send them on a bus. And these folks are outside the Naval Observatory. We have done extensive reporting on these bus trips. We even traveled from Texas to Washington, D.C. on one of these buses. The way these things normally work is that the immigrants that come from the border are dropped off at Union Station. That's right there, a very central location in Washington, D.C. They are then processed with the help of a non-governmental organization, an NGO, that is there to help. And instead, what's happening here is these folks have been dropped off at the Naval Observatory. If you're not familiar with D.C., that's not close to Union Station. That's not close to where these folks would normally be processed. So instead, what you're seeing right now is they're standing around on the lawn in front of the Naval Observatory, again, the official residence of Vice President Kamala Harris, and they don't know where to go, and they don't know what to do.
Now, I'm in Texas, so I'm all the way with busing the migrants to the so-called sanctuary cities that advocate the hardest for illegal immigration. I'm all for bringing them there and letting them deal with that and having to use their resources to take care of different migrants and also worry about corona and whatever other monkeypox and all of that. But I do wish that they would give the other city a heads up before they just drop these people, because now these people are standing around looking crazy like, what are we supposed to do? And there's nobody there directing them. It doesn't appear that there is, and there's no food. Now I know they have a bathroom on the bus, but yeah, it could be done a little bit better. But they definitely should keep busing migrants all throughout the country to wherever the places that cheer the most. Let them shelter and provide shelter and food and all of that for these immigrants.
And no one is ushering them anywhere. No one is saying, you need to go here, you need to go there. Even if they did know where to go, how are these folks supposed to go anywhere? We don't have the answer to that question. We do have our Joe Khalil that is on the ground. He is getting some information for us right now, and we're working on the story. It's just amazing to watch.
Well, and again, two busloads of people dropped off at the Vice President of the United States official office and residence is quite a picture, something you can't ignore. It looks as though most of these people have simply the clothes on their backs. Some have some blankets. They've been there since the early morning hours. You can see from this earlier video that we have for you, but they're just loitering. I mean, they're just standing around, and that's not to say that they haven't been given any information, but I'm sure they probably don't even know where they are or why they're here, except for that they had to voluntarily board these buses.
Well, isn't Kamala like the border czar or something like that? I mean, I looked it up and her home is 9,000 square feet. You can fit a lot of them in there with that amount of footage. So she probably just doesn't know they're there, but somebody ought to give her a call or knock on the door or something and let her know, hey, the migrants want to talk to you.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott has been telling...
Oh, and did y'all see her? She's ready to drop her a little American in another week or two. And she probably on that phone now saying, girl, in Spanish, of course, girl, I made it. Me and my baby are here. I'm about to have me this American. Yeah, we just waiting to see where they put us up at right now.
Heatedly that these are volunteers. They get on board these buses. They're told where they're going. Their hopes are that they would be near a family who can host them. But again, quite a picture, as we have seen a number of these buses. There have been bus dropped off in New York, in Martha's Vineyard most recently by Governor Ron DeSantis. That was a plane ride. And in a lot of towns where the folks, the local leadership, don't even know they're arriving. I don't think that Vice President Harris had any knowledge of this happening outside her front door.
I bet she didn't have any knowledge of it. But I don't know if she's at that house or not. Who knows? She's usually hiding out somewhere. But she was actually in Houston last week she was being black last week in Houston at a Baptist conference with all the old black preachers and deacons and all of that, shucking and jiving. But yeah, I'm glad they're dropping these different migrants off all over the country and let them figure out what to do, how to provide shelter and do everything that Texas has been doing all this time. But something's got to be done. We don't have enough resources for the people who are already here. There are, I don't know how many people that are homeless, more and more homeless, dealing with these different prices and inflation already in America. So why not try to put money into our homeless population, getting them off the streets, getting them the medication they need if they need it, getting whatever resources to the homeless population we have, instead of shelling out billions to put immigrants up in hotels and transfer them all across the country. They're taking chartering planes from Florida to Martha's Vineyard. It's crazy. And then we're spending billions in Ukraine on God knows what. They just say they need more guns. Send them 13 more billion. We don't know where that's really going, what it's going to, who it's going to. We'll know, at some point down the line, there'll be some kind of breaking story on what really happened with the money. But they need to be spending that money right here in America, getting our costs down and helping those people here that need the help. But instead, no, we'll just let them keep coming in and try to get a new voting block. But it's not going to work. It's not going to work. The plan that the Democrats have for these immigrants is going to backfire. But I just wanted to share that. And until next time, peace.